squirrels with me. Hey, pup. Wanna say hi? No? She's still working on guarding the yard. We just walked out. Oh, it is so beautiful today. More beautiful than yesterday, and I spent time out in the yard yesterday. Oh, I should have brought cushion. But, oh, it's going to be great today. Maisie has treatment for her leg today, but just a shot, not the laser. She's done with the laser. I think they really helped her. But, so that means that we go and sit and wait, and they give her a shot and bring her right back. We don't have to drop her off. We had to drop her off for the laser treatments. But, luckily that's at 10:30, because I think Dennis is going to have to do that. So, I got a little sun thing happening here. I'm not sure if I should move. Sun's gonna move. I don't know if it'll be better or worse. Got birds happening. Sounds like our bird, but he's far away. Anyway, good morning. I'm Barbara. It is Tuesday, 15th, 14th, July 14th. It is definitely Tuesday. So, a few updates. I went to the doctor yesterday, like I said I would. And she thought it was probably a little bit of a tear in my meniscus. So basically how I was picturing it happening is kind of what she thinks is happening, which is there's a little tear. It's sometimes mostly in alignment, sometimes it's not, and that's what's causing the pain. I am to take 3 ibuprofen 3 times a day with food. I'm hoping cream counts because I don't want to eat breakfast. She actually said to Aleve twice a day, and I said, can I use ibuprofen? She says yes, but take 3 times a day. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, I've always had ibuprofen. We've never used Aleve. Aleve 2 times a day is equivalent to 3 ibuprofen 3 times a day. I thought that was very interesting. I'm supposed to wear my sneakers instead of my flip-flops, which I find to be a drag. But I put my sneakers on. You're going to go to the doctor, you might as well do what she says. As long as it, doesn't go against your whatever principles or ideas of what you want to do with your body. So I'm wearing my sneakers, even though I don't want to. She said, take it easy. No running up the stairs and no mowing the lawn. And I didn't bring up mowing the lawn. She brought up mowing the lawn. I'm like, great. Although Dennis is still skeptical that, if I can drive the car, I should be able to drive the riding mower. Which is probably true. I went and got an x-ray on my knee, so hopefully I will find out today if that showed anything. So that's the deal. She also gave me a prescription for physical therapy, but I will admit, I left the doctor's office feeling like I was not a very good advocate for myself and a little frustrated because I'm not clear on the whole physical therapy thing. It felt a little bit to me like, here, let me do everything I can do for you right now and give it to you. Rather than, after the pain stops, we want you to do physical therapy, but she didn't really talk about it. She just gave me a prescription for it. Very nonchalant, which made me think I don't have to do that if I don't want to. Or I will call her and talk to her about this before I do it. That's where I came in. But I was driving home and I'm like, well, I've been putting cold compresses on it. Should I still do that? She didn't say anything about the cold compresses. She did say the brace, if If I thought it helped me, I should wear it. If I didn't think it helped me, don't wear it. So that was very optional. So I'm not wearing it. It wasn't particularly comfortable. Didn't feel like it was really helping me, so I'm not doing that. But I am going to continue to ice my knee. I'm going to take the Advil. I'm wearing the sneakers. I'm going to take it easy. And she said, and I went for the x-ray. And she said, if it gets worse, we're going to, have to do an MRI or something on it and see what's going on. But yesterday, it was already a little bit better. So that's the really good news. I think that's sort of the effect. Like whenever I have a problem with my computer and I call Dennis and he, looks at it and touches something and, he just does the same thing I've been doing and it won't work for me. It works for him. It's like that there's something in the universe that's a thing in the universe. Like when you go to the person who you think is the expert or the tech support or whatever, it's never going to be the same as when you were dealing with it on your own. So it was already better yesterday. I had 3 twinges yesterday, but they were very small twinges that I was able to kind of stop in the middle of the twinge. So I didn't get like the total stab pain, stand there, scream, not scream, yell a little bit, and tears to your eyes, pain that I was getting the days before. Yesterday and was Monday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I got that about 4 times each day. Yesterday, I got 3 half twinges. So I consider that like a serious improvement. Now, it could be that after 3 days of getting 4 stabbing pains, I figured out how to walk in a different way. But I walked up the steps yesterday like a normal person to go to bed, and I didn't get a twinge. So I feel like it's getting better. I'm going to take the Advil. I'm wearing the sneakers. I'm going to ice it. I'm going to continue to take it easy. And I'm feeling pretty confident that it is going to feel better. I'm hoping that she calls me today with the results of the x-ray, although my mother-in-law just started going to her and she did not call my mother-in-law back. My mother-in-law was calling her, so I don't know. I really like this doctor, but I felt rushed yesterday, and so I think being a doctor isn't the greatest thing in the world lately. And maybe she's getting tired of it, or maybe her schedule is such that there's no sitting and chatting happening here. Anyway, I felt like a little rushed while I was with her, and I did not feel like a great advocate for myself. I felt like, wait a minute, why am I driving home wondering, gee, I wonder if I should still be icing my knee, Anyway, luckily, she convinced me that what I have going on is not super serious, and in terms of like future injury to my knee or anything like that. So that's good. So I will just continue to take it easy and walk carefully and see how that goes. Because yesterday made me feel better, just the fact that I had a better day than the day before. So that's the story with my knee. So I will drink some coffee with cream in it, and I hope that's enough, and have my Advil. Other updates, my mother-in-law is doing very well. She was having gastrointestinal issues, and it wasn't really anything that the doctor was doing that was helping her, which was a little frustrating for her. But Dennis told her that he had been having somewhat the same issues, And he stopped taking his supplements, and they went away. So she stopped taking her supplements, which were vitamins that we were taking, you know, sort of like, you know, the more you know about your body, the more, you know, you're like, oh my God, this is so good for you, and this is so good for you. She stopped taking her supplements that she had herself prescribed supplements, and her problem went away too. So she's much better. She's doing much better. That has made a big difference in the quality of her life. I was sitting here and we were talking about our crackers, our lupin crackers, because I had the pains in my stomach last week that I thought might be associated with those crackers and the lupin flour, since that was the only thing I'd eaten that I had never had before. But I ate some of those crackers on subsequent days. Not a lot. I ate more crackers the first day, so it could be a volume thing, but I ate crackers and I didn't have any trouble. So I'm thinking I can eat lupin. It may be, you know, that I need to be careful how much or how many crackers I have, but I was able to eat the lupin. And we were sitting here talking, we were talking about making more crackers today, because I didn't love the second batch. They were kind of too thick. They weren't the texture I'm looking for. I'm looking for crispy crunch, because that's what's missing. That's what you lose in a keto diet, except for like pork rinds. And I love crispy crunch. So that's what I'm looking for in these crackers. And we did get them in the first batch, but we didn't get them in the second batch. They were like too thick. So we're going to make more today, very, very thin, and see how that works out. And we were talking about that yesterday when we were sitting. I'm looking at the chairs we were sitting in, because we were facing, of course, this view. And I'm talking about that, and I'm like, oh, I got to remember to mention that on the vlog, because as a follow-up, because, you know, I had the pains, and you guys care about my pains, and I appreciate that so much. I do so much appreciate you guys. So I wanted to follow up and let you know that I think it's maybe not the lupin flour. And I was telling Dennis this, and I said, you know, and I said, and I want to follow up because people were curious, and, you know, this is my 114th, 15th vlog. I said, you know, I run out of things to talk about. I'm actually not sure that's true, because I keep talking. I was like, I'm running out of things to talk about. He said, gee, it's too bad we don't have a cat. And I laughed and laughed. Because I sort of have this standing joke, and it's really kind of about my mother-in-law and father-in-law. But it's not just them. It's like the stories people tell about their cats crack me up. My mother-in-law oh, you can't believe that cat. That cat was so crazy yesterday. He jumped up on my chair and he sat on my chair all day. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it. That's the kind of story she tells about her cat. I had to go let him in and out of the house 3 times yesterday. Can you believe it? I'm like, okay. But she's so funny. They love that cat, and that cat is a godsend for them. It's a godsend for them. It's something that Dennis's dad can worry about and cuddle, and, you know, they love the cat. I teased them and told them they kidnapped that cat because the cat just started coming around. An adult cat in the neighborhood started coming around. They started feeding it. They started bringing it in, and now it's their cat. So you kidnapped that cat. He needs to go back to his real home. Anyway, cat stories. I know some of you are cat people. I get it. I like cats. I own cats. But the stories crack me up. I mean, if you've ever listened to someone tell you a hilarious story about their cat, You'll know what I mean. So anyway, I said, oh yeah, too bad we don't have a cat. I'd have days of material. Right, puppy? We need a cat, because you're too boring. You're not really boring. You're not really boring. Yeah, she is. She's very boring today. Maisie's still up with Dennis, I think. I don't think she's come down yet. Anyway, see, dogs are boring too. No, they're not. They're not as boring as cat stories. Oh, of course, if I had a cat, it would be in my yarn, and then, you know, it would be the same story as I tell you about my dogs. So, I did not sleep great last night, but I've slept really well for those 3 or 4 days before today, which is, you know, very unusual. So one bad night is, you know, I'm feeling okay. My problem was I kept getting cramps in my feet. Hey, you're moving the table. All night I was getting cramps in my feet. So I need to put electrolytes. I need to have electrolytes today, because I'm probably need magnesium and potassium for my cramps in my feet. So I will start doing that. My mother-in-law has the same problem at night. Oh, and she's doing well with her, I forgot, she had 2 issues. Her vertigo. Her vertigo is better. The treatment they gave her seems to be helping, and her vertigo is better also. Forgetting all the things to follow up on. So she's doing really well. She's doing really well. We got to go over there one day this week. We were supposed to go over, and then I was like, you know, having my knee issue, and I didn't want to go over there with my knee issue, but my knee is better enough that I can go. So maybe we'll go one of these days and play cards with them, and that will be good. That will be good. Although, I just went to a doctor's office. Of course, it's the same doctor she goes to. Feels like if you're going to get corona, it's going to be at a doctor's office. Dennis is even like, you know, worried about me getting a haircut. I'm like, but I got to get a haircut, sweetie. I got to get my haircut his way. You know, finally he came back. I guess he thought about it. He said, well, you know, unless you're not going to get your haircut for the next 3 years, again, we're going to have to figure out how to do that. I'm like, yeah. He's very worried about corona flaring up, and I don't think the research is looking good for antibodies being long-term preventive for coronavirus. Like if you get it, you know, that you can, you know, maybe in 3 months you can get it again, kind of thing. Really bad, because I don't think there's a coronavirus that they have long-term, that you get long-term immunity from having it, which is why they're having trouble, why they couldn't get a SARS vaccine, and why there's no such thing as a cold shot like we get flu shots, because this is the kind of virus that you can re-get. It could mutate in a way that's not true. It could work out great, but Dennis is not feeling very optimistic about the situation with the coronavirus, and looking at what's going on in Florida is just making me really worried. And Mississippi, where my daughter is, although she's super, super careful, but my granddaughters are babies, you know. I don't care how many masks you tell them to wear. Anyway, and I have a friend in Florida who is, you know, would be a vulnerable person. She has some health issues. So anyway, so Dennis is not feeling very optimistic about the whole coronavirus thing, and so he's like, about a haircut. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the new protocol, and since I'm not getting my color done, I'm cutting it and checking out the gray. I think the new protocol is that you wash your hair at home, and they don't wash it there, you know, so you try to minimize the amount of time you're there, minimize the amount of time someone else is working on you. And You know, I mean, basically his take on it was you have to assume that the person cutting your hair has coronavirus, and then how do you proceed? You know, what kind of precautions do you take? Yeah, I don't know. If I knew she had coronavirus, I obviously wouldn't even get my hair cut, but she probably, whatever. Anyway, so he's Mr. Pessimistic these days, which is too bad. But it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna be on my deck. I think I'll try to arrange a Skype call with my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughters. And and I talked to my mother yesterday. I woke her up from her nap. But my dad was at a physical therapy session. He has range of motion issues with his arms, and so they're working on that with him, so that's very good. And so he wasn't there. But she's saying she has a pain in her knee, but it's her right knee, and they may be taking an x-ray of her and working on her. She said she can get around the apartment okay, but Daddy pushes her in a wheelchair to go eat. So I said, oh, well, we're a match set. It's my left knee, it's her right knee, so I have to call back in a couple of days and find out what's going on. And then my dad called me back while I was at the doctor and talked to Dennis. Which means that my mother remembered I called, which was very good. And so he said things are, you know, but they're going to be going to the doctor and checking out my mom's knee and figuring out what was going on with that. But otherwise, all was well there. So I told her I'd feel her pain. Feel her pain. But actually, yesterday was way better than the days before with my knee. And I'm wearing my sneakers, take my pills, put my ice, take it easy, and I have high hopes that this will resolve itself in the not too distant future. I'm actually thinking about going with Dennis to walk the dogs. We will have to come up with a protocol that will allow me to abandon my dog quickly. I have to, so I can scream and limp. Maisie is easy to walk unless there's someone else at the park. Now, but pre-corona, there was never not someone at the park. But in the time of coronavirus, we have had many, many walks where we haven't come close enough for anybody to cause Maisie to like really go crazy. So, although it is a gorgeous day today. So we will see how that works. It just means that Dennis and I have to stay together so that he can take over my dog if in case of a twinge. But a walk isn't strenuous. Didn't say I couldn't walk, she just said I couldn't run up and down the steps and I couldn't mow the lawn. So I took that to mean don't do anything too strenuous, which a walk without a dog pulling on me should be fine. I might wait till tomorrow. We'll see. But I'm not taking Maisie for her shot by myself, so Dennis will have to do that today. Maybe by Thursday, when her appointment is at 10 o'clock, which is a little early for Dennis. Maybe by then I'll feel like I can do that. So that would be good. If my knee continues to improve, maybe that will work. Okay, so I've talked way too long now. I don't have my glasses on, but I can tell. So I will tell you goodbye. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to be spending most of my day on my deck because this is a gorgeous day. The relative humidity has to be super low. I bet the dew point is like 60. I mean, it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. I hope you have a really beautiful day too. And stay healthy, please stay healthy. And I will see you tomorrow. So stay safe and stay sane.